What's up, YouTube? I'm Rob Goodwin. Second video just this week after a long layoff since February, Valentine's Day. And it's great to be back in front of the camera. As I mentioned in the last video I just did, I think it was on Monday. It's now Friday. And it's been an emotional week. It's been a roller coaster. I got a little fired up on social media the other day. I did a long post in our Ketogenic Bodybuilding Facebook group after just a culmination of a lot of emotions, a lot of pent up just frustration and so many things with this COVID-19 bullshit and the lockdowns and everything that's going on in the world. I finally had enough. I've been focusing on taking care of my family, keeping my business going, really making sure that my online clients are being taken care of during this mess and through all the freaking lockdowns and all the shit that came with that. And I'm done. And it was a little bit of a rant, rah kind of a post, but it was really just raw emotion that needed to come out a little bit. And I needed to express that to all of you great people who have put so much faith into our communities, into my brands and what we're trying to do here. And I really appreciate that. And, I just had, it was one of those times where, I just had to pop. I don't know. Maybe the last straw was when they took away Yosemite Sam and Elmer Fudd's guns. I don't know what it was, but I finally, I get to a breaking point and it hits and I was done. And so with that said, my promise to everyone in our Facebook communities, Instagram, Twitter, wherever you might be following me here on this great YouTube channel, thank you for your support. It's time to get back to business as usual. And the way I see it, it has to be on even another level. So we're going to get to the nuts and bolts of what that extra level is, starting especially for me this last week. So hang in there, stay tuned. We're going to walk you through a few elements of exactly what I'm doing now and how you can follow along. Okay, we're back. I started doing, once I sort of blew a gasket on social media and let everybody know that I'm done with this horse shit. I'm done with the lockdowns. I'm done. For me, it is life as damn usual. And I'm proud to say it. I'm done with all of it. I'm living my life like I have this whole time. If we're being honest, I haven't changed a damn thing. And we're getting back into the trenches again, and we're taking all of this to another level because it's my job to, as a trainer, as a coach, as a YouTube, fitness professional, to try to give you as much information as humanly possible so I can take what I do and I can echo that and you can absorb some of that and work toward your fitness and nutrition goals and your lifestyle goals and your longevity goals and everything that comes with that. So what I've been doing is, I've been kind of in the trenches online membership, which is only $7 a month. I know a lot of you probably are already subscribers. If you're not, check that out. There's a link in the show notes here, but I'm back to posting all of my workouts. What is in the trenches? In the trenches is an online membership. It is only $7 a month. You can cancel at any time. It's dirt cheap. What that money does is it helps kind of pay the bills around here. We've got hosting fees and equipment and software fees and all the things that come into having a YouTube channel and getting this information out there and kind of running that segment of the business. So your support is much appreciated, and for that, in return for that, in the trenches is where I literally post every workout that I do. And in this last week, just this week alone, I've updated 4 workouts. It's every workout that I've done up to this point. I'll be throwing another one up there tonight, the one that I did just not even 45 minutes ago. So it's all being updated, and my promise to you is no more distractions, no more lockdowns. You're going to get anywhere from 3 to 5 workouts a week, every single week, especially as I go through what I'm calling my summer shred, getting back to my fitness and conditioning, getting back hard into the gym again, back into doing my cardiovascular exercise, back into doing my high intensity interval training, back into extremely strict nutrition practices after my COVID bulk that many of us went through from the stress of all that horse shit. So we're back and we're rolling along again. So what does that mean? So the workouts, again, they're in the trenches. Many of you are already members, and I appreciate that. So check out what I'm doing now. There'll be a new workout posted, as I said, at least 3 to 5 times a week, and you'll get a notification as I do that. That's part of the process of being a member. So, but apart from that, what am I doing to get back into my best shape? Well, as I've mentioned, I'm not competing in 2020. Not that there are any damn shows anyway. They've all been shut down with every freaking thing else. But either way, I wasn't going to do a competition. I'd made that decision that I wasn't going to do a competition in 2020. I was pretty much retired from bodybuilding competition, and my goal at my age, I'm now 51, was to be the absolute best that I could possibly be at my age and beyond. So as the years tick by and birthdays tick by, I want to make sure that at whatever age I am, I'm the best that I can possibly be with my training, with my cardio, with my nutrition, with my lifestyle, with longevity, with whatever I'm doing. I want to really try to be the best I can be, and then extend that information to you people so we can all kind of be this single driven unit working together to be the best collectively that we all can. So no competitions for me. It's just about focusing on my business, focusing on helping others, and always trying to lead by example, which has always been extremely important to me. There are so many fitness, personalities and gurus out there that, they talk a lot, but they don't put a lot of it into practice. So you definitely want to follow somebody. If it's not me, that's fine. But there are some great people out there that walk the walk. So always look for somebody that's always willing to get their damn hands dirty every single day, and they're going to relay that honest and usable and workable information directly back to you. So what does that look like? Well, for me, I was kind of humming along, doing okay with nutrition, kind of maintaining, even though I really don't believe in maintaining. I believe you're either moving forward or you're kind of falling backwards. So I guess I would have to admit I probably fell backwards some. I was cruising along fantastic for a while. Then the stress of everything kind of got to me a little bit, and I sort of fell, off the wagon a little bit. Nothing insane, but enough for me to notice, and I don't like that. So again, I finally came to that tipping point this last week where I'm completely freaking done, and I'm back on the wagon again. So what does that look like for me? Well, as you know, I'm a keto guy, and I was a keto guy before so many others were. I've been doing a ketogenic diet for over a decade now, before it became a hip, cool, trendy thing. And before that, I was doing very primal, even sort of paleo before that, but always sort of paying attention to metabolic flexibility and using ketones for energy and fuel. And it's worked extremely well for me. So, and again, I know a lot of people follow me and this channel and my online presence because very proud that I am one of the pioneers out there in proving that you can train your ass off and comply with a ketogenic diet and ketogenic dieting principles, and you can build muscle, you can get shredded, you can be athletic, you can kill yourself in the gym, you can do super intense training, all while on a low carb, primal or ketogenic diet. So once again, we've got nothing else to prove there. We've already done that. We've already we've run down that road. But I want to continue to try to be a resource for showing people that you can eat ancestrally. You can eat low carbohydrate and develop that metabolic flexibility is going to help you in every aspect of your training or your periodized training and nutrition throughout the year, whether it be a gain phase or a cut phase or, an athletic pursuit or whatever the case may be. You can do that on a low carb, ketogenic, or primal nutrition plan. But what does that look like? Well, for me, it's super simple. So I'm going to walk you through the basic nuts and bolts of what I do. Now, here's the caveat. Here's the part that nobody likes. Everybody wants it like black and white. This is what you do or you don't do this. And if you do this, you're going to be like amazing. And if you don't do this, you're not going to. It's not that simple. We're all different. We all have different genetics. We all have different output, work ethic, time training, all of these things come into play, lifestyle, genetics, all of these things. Age is a factor, hormonal response, all of these things play a role. So, but I can give you the basic nuts and bolts of what I do. Maybe then you can somewhat apply it to your protocol and then make the necessary adjustments to kind of tweak it to your lifestyle. Now, as I spoke in the last video, I do a very inexpensive nutrition coaching program that's completely customizable and tailorable. You can do it for a month, you can do it for 3 months, you can do it for 6 months or whatever. And my goal is to help you get the most out of it that you can and really dial in your macros and your caloric ceiling and answer all the questions that you may have and work through this so it's more customized to your specific needs and genetics and output and training and so on. But if you don't want to go that route, that's cool. So I'll give you some of the basics right now. So for me, and oftentimes for clients or for people that I'm helping in the gym, I started off like this. So when I'm developing my macros, now this is for my cut. I'm going to try to lean out for the summer months. Now, I'm not trying necessarily to get stage lean. I'm not trying to get down to freaking 6% body fat. That is extremely difficult to do, and I only really like to do that if I'm competing or have something really important coming up where I've got to just be absolutely shredded. I don't need to be, but I would like to get down to sub 10%. If I'm hovering right around 9 or 10% body fat, I'm very happy with that. I'm very lean. I look great, and that puts me into probably the top 2% for my age. At that level of leanness. So what do? Okay, here it is. So I take my body weight. Now my current body weight is somewhere around 215 pounds. So I'm trying to lean out right now, as well as, continue to maintain as much muscularity as possible and to generate or build more fitness and more conditioning for the summer months and beyond. So what I do is I try to get to the point, or with my calculations that have always worked for me, and when tweaked to the individual, always seem to work for my clients. And they always have, and it's super simple, super simple. So I take my body weight, which is 215 pounds, and I multiply that times 1.25. Now, my body weight, 215 times 1.25, is going to get me to 269 grams of protein. I do protein first. So I take my body weight times 1.25, and that gets me at 269 grams of protein per day. Multiply that times 4, it gives me about 1,076 calories per day coming from protein. So the next I calculate my healthy fats. So I take my body weight, 215, and I multiply that times 0.5, half a gram per pound of body weight. That gets me at about 107 grams, and calorically that's about 963 calories. So right there, even though I try to get most people and myself to where their protein calories and their fat calories are very close to 50-50. So close to 50% of the calories from protein and the calories from fat are about 50-50. So in my case, right out of the gate, I'm 1,076 calories on protein and I'm 963 calories on fat. Very, very close to 50-50 on that. Even though the grams are going to be completely, set apart at 269 and 107, because fat has 9 calories per gram, whereas protein only has 4 calories per gram. But calorically, after you do the math, I'm going to be close to 50-50. Now carbohydrates, we set a limit on that. I do well with 30 grams of my through the day carbohydrates that might come from the little bit that's in the protein source or the little bit that's here and there. And then that any vegetable matter that I might take in. So I allow myself 30 grams of carbohydrate, which is 120 calories. So when you take the 1,076 calories from protein and you take the 963 calories from fat and you take the 120 calories from carbohydrate, that's going to get me at about 2,160 calories. Now, some of you may have immediately thought, big 215 pound muscular, hard training bodybuilder type guy, 2,160 calories, that's really freaking low. That's almost too low. That's dangerous. Well, here's the caveat to that. And I've had some people try to argue this fact. I don't care. I'm not going to argue this with you. I've seen this work too well for too long. If you are getting your dominant energy from stored body fat, from ketone bodies, and from the energy from the fat, the exogenous fat that you're consuming, then you can get away with far less calories than if you were in a glucose-driven environment. You can take in less calories if you rely on dietary fat and ketones than if you were taking in a glucose-driven energy-producing diet. So back in the 90s, when I was on a carbohydrate-driven diet, I did high carb, high protein, low fat in the old bodybuilding days of the mid to late 90s. I would have to take in far more calories, even in a cut, just to get through my day, to survive training, to not feel like I was completely wiped out. But when I switched over to, a primal ketogenic nutrition protocol in the early 2000s, that was one of the beauties of that. One of the great things that I discovered was I could function on far less calories and actually thrive in a lower caloric environment and maintain lean muscle mass and have plenty of energy and train hard and do all those things on a greatly reduced amount of calories. So one of the beauties of being keto is that you're relying so much on burning your own stored body fat, and you have more than you think you do. You have almost an unlimited surplus of energy stored on your body, and then couple that with the exogenous fat that you consume through food, even as low as 107 grams a day for me, and you still get a good steady supply of energy that'll last you throughout the day. So whereas now, 2,160 calories for me, I can get through a day at 2,160 and feel fine. Even training really hard. And I could even take that lower. Now, last year, let me give you the disclaimer right out of the gate. The cut portion of a physique competition program or a bodybuilding program is not healthy. That's why we only do it for 6, 8, or 12 weeks. And if you're doing it longer than that, it's not smart. In fact, it's stupid. I know people, sadly, that do protein-sparing modified fasts or cut-style diets, throughout the entire calendar year, and that's just insanity. You don't want to do that. You don't want to get your calories too low. You don't want to get your fat too low. You can have hormonal problems. You can have imbalances. I've seen people develop eating disorders. So you don't want to get your fat too low. With that said, when I did my cut back in and it was September and October of last year for my last competition I did, there were days I would get down to freaking 1,500 calories. For a 210 pound man, that was too low. But that was part of the suffering that I knew I had to go through to get to where I needed to be able to confidently stand on stage and compete with everybody else. And it worked out well for me as I won 2 classes. I won the open class, which was up against guys half my age, and I won my class in the 50 plus, and I did great. And but I had to suffer to get there. Now that I'm not competing, I can still get really lean and look great, and like I said, be among the top 2% of men in my age bracket. sub 10% and still muscular, and I can do that on 2,160 calories. And then as I get lean and I get cut and I feel confident, I feel great, and I go through the summer looking the way I want to look and feeling the way I want to feel and performing the way I want to perform, then come, fall, winter, I'll up those calories quite a bit. I'll get into probably about the mid 3,000 range. Maintain some lean mass and, go through, periodize myself through a gain phase, the best I possibly can at my age. So right now the focus is hard, intense workouts. I do 3 to 4 days of hypertrophy driven strength training in the gym. And you'll see those workouts in the trenches and the In the Trenches membership. I'll do one high intensity interval training session a week. And then I'll do my steady state cardio. Lately, my steady state cardio, I've upped that a little bit by putting on a 50-pound weight vest and doing some rucking through some trails and that sort of stuff, and walking with the weight vest on, which is kind of taking that intensity up a notch. I'm enjoying that. But that's basically what I'm doing at this point. And then I've incorporated these macros that I've just expressed to you. And I'm also making sure that I'm getting adequate sleep and adequate recovery. And then that's the last thing. And I don't want to spend too much time here today. But if you're not recovering and you're not sleeping and you're not reducing stress, you're not going to benefit as much at all from your training and your diet. Sometimes it drives me crazy. I appreciate the enthusiasm of my clients, and I appreciate the work ethic. It's hard to come by out there. For me, with all the online clients I have so many on clients that have this incredible driven work ethic. I feel blessed, like I'm in rare air, because you're typically to get 30 people who all freaking, as it got popularized in my last video, crap thunder and eat lightning every single day and give it everything they got. It's hard to find that many people, united on a client list, and it's awesome. However, I can't tell you how many times that I will give somebody, I'll work them out on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I'll give them a Thursday off, or I'll work them out on Monday, Tuesday, give them Wednesday off, then bring them back on Thursday, Friday, or whatever. And they'll almost have this disappointment, or they'll try to talk me into giving them a workout, or they'll come up with their own workout and put it on the calendar. And I'm like, you don't get it. You stimulate growth by tearing the muscle down in the gym from the workouts that I prescribed for you. And then you take those off days and you rest and recover. You sleep 8 hours a night. You eat the right macronutrients that are going to put you into a recovery state. And this is when the magic happens. I quote this all the time. Sleep is when the magic happens. Recovery is a weapon. I've probably said these words to every one of my clients, 15 times. So you got to get adequate recovery. You got to get adequate sleep. Training is about intensity, not volume and duration. My workouts typically never go beyond 30, 40 minutes, but it's hard and fast with, serious efforts, many sets to failure, giving it all I got with supersets and pre-exhaustion and, rest pause sets and all these things that I'm so big on. So you stimulate in the gym with brief high intensity workouts, and then you let the growth occur through your recovery, through your sleep, and on those critical, crucial rest days. Make sense? Okay. So just to wrap it up and put a cap on it for this week, I'm done. It's time to get back into the throes of training. It's time to get into the trenches. I've got resources galore for you so you can follow along with me virtually. And then within the In the Trenches membership, you can ask questions, you can put in comments after the workouts. If you're doing the nutrition program or you're one of my online clients, you know the value of that, and that I'm available for you 24/7. Now we have this YouTube resource, so I'm going to try to keep giving you great information here and walking you through the steps, not just giving you big broad strokes and making you figure shit out on your own. I mean, it's what I do. So I hope you've enjoyed that. So let's all collectively unite and sort of make a pact right here that you're going to jump into this game with me. It's summer shred. It's time to train. It's time to condition. It's time to take everything to a whole nother level and escalate this and get past all this lockdown bullshit It's time to put your foot down, jump out into life again, train your ass off, build your immunity naturally the right way. Go get your damn hands dirty, go get sweaty, go get some vitamin D on your skin, breathe some fresh air, and build your body's own natural microbiome. That's far better than hiding in your house with fluorescent lights on you, breathing artificial freaking air. All right? So let me know if you need anything. Oh, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, help me move this thing forward. I've got a bunch of new subscribers last week after the last video. Thank you so much. That's how we move this forward. That's how we grow this. You guys are all with me in this mission together. So please hit the subscribe button, share this with a friend, put this on your social media, help me grow this community. We're all in this together. Thank you for everything that you do for me. I'm blessed beyond words and I'm not worthy. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a great weekend, have a great day, and let me know if you need anything. So go eat a big freaking steak, go train your ass off, get lots of rest, and I will see you on the next video. Peace.